Hey you guys, I finally got some shades, which I definitely needed. Hey, only because, man, my eyes, they're so sensitive. But yeah, today's gonna be a pros and cons video, and we're in the northwest part of San Antonio, Texas. I'm gonna show you the builders. They're absolutely beautiful. Let me flip this thing around real quick. That's Chesmar, I believe. So it's a pod, right? So there's four, they're homes, they're houses, but they're like townhome style homes, but it's a pod, right? One shared driveway for four houses. I believe that one, so there's Perry out here as well. And then there is Chesmar out here as well, but they're like the standard traditional single family homes. But yeah, this is the northwest part. We're gonna do a pros and cons. Hey you guys, if you've thought about moving to San Antonio, Texas, or any of the surrounding areas in 9 days, 9 weeks, or 9 months, my name is Jose Buentello. I am a 3-time top producer for my brokerage and a top 1,000 agent here in San Antonio, Texas. Please call me at 210-996-9608, or there's a calendar link down below. You can click on that at face-to-face if more of your style. There's also a QR code on my banner in YouTube. Don't forget to subscribe. Let's get on to the rest of the video. And si necesitas algo en español, yo también hablo español, soy de Monclova, México. Vamos a ver el resto del video. Let's get to the rest of the video. If you're wondering where we are specifically, we are right off Pioneer Junction. So if you're coming up Shanefield into GOM, you can take a left and you'll first see Coventry actually. I went up Shanefield and I took a left where like Silver Creek, Silver Springs is, and then I got to where I really needed to be. So the first pro that we're gonna talk about is the proximity, like all the major highways, right? And so 1604 from this specific area, and this is a little farther up the northwest. So it's not far northwest, but it is the northwest. So 1604 is about 10 to 15 minutes away, which honestly, that's not bad. It may or may not be accounting traffic. When I say like pros and cons, the pro is like you're really close, right, to 1604. But and we'll get to the con. I don't know if this is really including traffic, because it could add like 5 to 10 minutes, like you're kind of like trying to get to 1604. 151, that's kind of like where SeaWorld is on the northwest part of San Antonio. It's about 15 to 20 minutes. So 1604, right, 10 to 15. Highway 151, it's about 15 to 20 minutes. And then downtown San Antonio, right, this is more of a weekend thing. Actually, it could be also, I mean, I've taken my family to like the Pearl, to the Museum, throughout the week, but you're more than welcome to, weekend, it doesn't really matter. But downtown San Antonio is about 25 to 30 minutes away. But yeah, I mean, if you're on the outskirts like of 1604, then, it's gonna be a little bit farther, but it's Texas, so you get used to the driving. So 25, 30 minutes away. And this one's really important. The airport is about 25 to 30 minutes away. So let's go to number 2. Point number 2 for me, or pro number 2, is NISD is a wonderful school district. I really think that the northwest part of north side has the stronger, and I can base this off of 2 things, right? Greatschools.org, and 2, my wife has worked in the first school, so Scarborough Elementary School. I love Scarborough Elementary School. From right here, where we are, right off Pioneer Junction, it's about 0.9 miles away. So proximity is pro, right? Proximity is pro, that's awesome. But it's super close. And it's a 6 out of 10, and greatschools.org, right? I'm not pulling but my wife did also teach there. So I just happen to know that it's a wonderful school. She loved it. But now she's teaching somewhere else just because she, circumstances happen. But she does love the position. So she does love where she's at, still here in San Antonio. Folks Middle School is from here. It's about 0.6 miles away, and that's a 7 out of 10. And then Sotomayor High School it's 0.2 miles away. You are so close. Your kids could literally walk to Sotomayor New School. However, the rating is an 8 out of 10. So the schools in the northwest part of San, especially if you have kids, right? In elementary, middle, high school, it doesn't matter because the schools, this is information from greatschools.org, so you can look it up yourself, are really, really, really highly ranked. And look, I'm just walking, I'm just talking, right? There's so much to do out here. This is one of the beautiful pros about living out here. Now, it's kind of cool because this part of San Antonio was somewhat established, and then obviously all the new construction, which is one of the pros that we'll get into, but it has an established feel to it, which I really like. And this, at least this section, they're finishing out the construction for the most part. So there's not a lot of it's not a big construction zone, right, so to speak. But hey, let's go to number 3. This is so much fun to me, just providing a ton of valuable information. The third one, pro, at least in this area, in this neighborhood, so this is like very hyper specific. I mean, if you want to go look at something else, we can, but in this video, it's the northwest part, and we're off Pioneer Junction, very hyper specific. The builders are Coventry, Chesmar, Perry. On the other side is actually, so we're in Stillwater Ranch, on the other side is Davis Ranch. You have like Highland Homes, David Weekley, Pulte, Centex, and I can give you that information as well too, right? Like, I'm not limited to one specific place. However, this video is the Northwest, and it's Pioneer, and it's the builders are basically Chesmar, Perry, Coventry, and I actually think that's it. I think there's just like a couple out here, so it's not super like, oh my gosh, like I'm being bombarded by a bunch of stuff. But hey, the third pro, I know I can ramble. You have access to some wonderful amenities, and I'll have my editor just kind of like show you what those are. But you've got, I mean, these walking trails are insane. Oh, hey brother right behind me. Walking trails are insane. You have a community pool, there's playground, there's just so much. And like I said, I'm gonna have my editor just kind of pan it over, but yeah, you have access to all that. So let's go to pro number 4. All right, so here's pro number 4. I think this is a great one because it gives you something to do after work, and then on the weekends, there's a lot of nearby shopping and dining, right? The Alamo Ranch Shopping Center, it's about 10 to 15 minutes away, so very relatively close. Some of the things that my wife and I like to do, because we live on the northwest part, so we're very, very, very familiar. As I'm filming this video, I'm gonna pop on over to Summer Moon and grab some coffee. And I don't know if Summer Moon is everywhere, but it's one of our favorite coffee shops. Especially here, there's a restaurant called Rice and Spicy, and Rice and Spicy is probably like from this specific area, probably like 3 or 4 minutes away, and it's Thai food, and it's absolutely delicious. My favorite is the pineapple fried rice, chicken, and spice level 2. And then another one that we love, because we love ramen, is called Jinya. And it's a ramen bar. It is absolutely delicious. Outside of that, I mean, there's just so much. Those are a couple of places that we like to go to. I hope you try out the spots when you come. Invite us. I mean, I think that'd be so much fun. If we got to know each other, you got to meet my family, you got to, my babies, everybody. I love it. I'm such a personable agent. And if you didn't know, I say it every time, I'm a servant first because I love the Lord, and agent second, right? Like, for me, the friendship is more important than the sale. The relationship is more important than the transaction. Like, that's just who I am. But yeah, Summer Moon, love it. Jinya ramen bar, Rice and Spicy's, delicious if you want to go for lunch or for dinner. But yeah, number 4, the pro. I mean, there's so much to do out here. Like, come on. Number 5 for me has to be the, oh, you know what? Look at that. I know it's a bit obstructed. I hope you can see it. This is what you get out here. This is what you get. That beautiful pool. Wow. I could talk. And like I said, for me, it's friendship, right? Like, it's relationship over the transaction. Like, I fight so hard for my clients. I fight so hard. I mean, I go all out for them. Number 5 is new construction opportunities, right? If pre-owned is not your route, which is fine, everyone has a preference. If pre-owned is not your route, let's go new construction. Like I said, there's Chesmar, there's Perry, there's Coventry out here. Now, if you're not looking to be in Stillwater Ranch, I know this area like the back of my hand. I live out here. There are pre-owned opportunities as well. On the other side is Davis Ranch, David Weekley, Centex, and then Pulte, David Weekley, Highland homes are the ones out in Davis Ranch. And if you're even looking for that, a century, I can help you find that as well. It doesn't really matter, but there's so much opportunity here in San Antonio, Texas, the northwest part of San Antonio. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Those are wonderful pros. Now we're gonna talk about the cons, and the cons is it's not to put, I have to reiterate, because it's not to put stuff down. Like, it's not to put an area down. These are just facts. I wanna give people the facts. I wanna give people information. I wanna give people value. I wanna give my future clients, you, value, information. I wanna give you everything so you can make a decision based on what I've given you. And this is all researched, right? Like, this is all coming straight from a source. This is not in my opinion. However, the school, I did have somewhat of an opinion because obviously my wife taught there. She's a wonderful teacher, teacher of the year, 13-year teacher. She even said it was good. So if she says it's good, it's good. But I'm giving you information. I'm giving you power. I'm giving you reasoning to want to live here. So the cons, I'm not putting anybody down. I'm just giving you the facts, and then you can make a decision from there. So let's go to the cons. Here is the first con. And like I said, it's not my favorite thing to talk about, but it is something that we do need to talk about. We do need that transparency, right? One of the cons out here is traffic congestion. At least this area is somewhat done, but there's new construction everywhere. And actually, if you keep going up Gom Road, they're making a new road, so that might lighten up, that might switch up the traffic a little bit, but it's 2 lanes all the way up Shanefield, all the way up Gom, and I really, really, really don't see, I don't really see that, changing. Now it could, right? But I mean, there's only so much land that you can use, and there's a lot of actually we're outside the city, so we're outside the city zone, so we don't actually have any of the some of the San Antonio resources, but yeah, we're located outside of the city. So again, I don't know how, there's only so much land and so much that you could widen a road, but yeah, it's traffic congestion. During peak times, it could add about 5, 10, 15 minutes to your commute. But yeah, those are, unfortunately, that's one of the cons. Another con, and this is a big one because people don't talk about this. So in San Antonio, and actually I just mentioned on my first con, is that we are outside the city limits. So we don't have a ton of access to what's called here the VIA. So that's our public transportation system. That's more of inside the city limits. So more inside 1604. Because I had a client one time say, hey, the one thing that we absolutely need is to be within a couple of minutes of one of the VIA bus station stop because his wife needed it. So you definitely need a personal vehicle or a way to get around the northwest part of San Antonio. So honestly, that's one of the cons, and that's one of the ones that people don't really think about, that we don't have, at least in this specific area, a lot of public transportation. And I mean, it matters to people. So yeah, that's my second con. Let's go to the third one. All right, so this next one, the third con, is coming strictly from SAPD's website, right? So the crime rate per SAPD website, not my own personal opinion. However, I do also live out here, so I somewhat know what's going on, right? So, okay, check out these houses. These are so cool. And actually a lot of out-of-state buyers have taken advantage of these, right? So the one single driveway and then all 4 of them right there. Anyways, I got a little off track, but the crime rate is relatively low. However, there have been, per the website, car break-ins. So that's kind of something that you do have to look out for. But again, there's crime everywhere, and here it's at least relatively low, so there is a pro to that con. But yeah, I mean, unless, full transparency, unless you live in a gated community, but the outskirts of San Antonio or Bernie, I have a property out in Mico, it's so far. The only crime that could probably possibly happen is within that's subdivision, that gated community. But I mean, yeah, the Northwest crime rate per SAPD, San Antonio Police Department website, is relatively low. The only thing that they really kind of notate around here is the car break-ins. So let's go to number 5. I realized I said let's go to number 5. Actually, let's go to number 4, the ongoing construction. It's something that I touched on somewhat a little bit, but there's a lot of construction out here, and they're gonna keep going. I actually talked to a lot of the consultants out here, and they said that, you know, some of them are in like phase 1, going into phase 2. And so when I say phase 1, phase 2, I'm talking about the construction of homes. So the way that it's laid out is you have the first phase, right? And those all get built and bought. And then while they're, you know, finishing out phase 1, they are going to start building phase 2. So essentially this, look, watch, I'm gonna flip it. Right here, it says new phase, right? Now selling. I'm gonna pull up to it. Boom, see that? New phase, now selling. So, while some of the builders are finishing out just all of their phases, there are some that are just barely starting phase 2. So there's a lot of ongoing construction out here. However, I will say, I sell everywhere in San Antonio. There is a lot of ongoing construction everywhere, but still, that's just one of the cons that I'd have to put out there, because I mean, if it's not something that you'd really want, I mean, I know areas that, you know, that, let's say like the property I have out in Mico, right? Like that's gonna take a long time for them to get out there and start building. I mean, there's one community and it's like, I mean, way before. It's like right like after Culebra, right way before you even get to Mico. I mean, that's gonna take, I mean, it's gonna take a while. But yeah, there's a lot of ongoing construction out here. So now let's really get to number 5. Come on. Number 5, and this is more like, if you're wanting to have, you work downtown, if your life is more downtown, if you're more of a downtown person, because there's a lot to do down there, but it's about 25-30 minutes away. I mean, it's a decent drive, and I think that's probably without the traffic. With traffic, it's probably more like 30 to 40 minutes away, full transparency. But again, the drive to downtown it's pretty far. And I will also say, I'm gonna throw this one in there, when I pulled up the research it gave downtown, but the Air Force bases, you know, are about 20-25 minutes away. So, you know, we got Lackland, Fort Sam, and then Randolph here. So we have 3 Air Force bases, but they're about 25-30 minutes away as well. So, I mean, if you're military and you don't mind making the drive, great, right? Like that's awesome. But I mean, if you want to be closer, sold a lot of veterans. I'm a military relocation professional. Like I work with a lender who specializes in VA loans. She can do more, but she specializes in VA loans. You know, a company's called Reaching Every Veteran. It's called Rev Mortgage. But it's one of those things that, you know, if you don't mind the drive, great. But if you do, downtown and the Air Force bases are, you know, they're a pretty distance. So, but yeah, thank you so much for watching the video. Let's get on to the next part, which is the outro. Okay, I'm gonna jumble this in as a pro and a con, right? And so I think this is pretty interesting because it could be a pro to some people. It could also be a con to other people. So the pro about this area, and I'm talking price point, right? So if this is a pro to you, this is a pro to you. Awesome. The pro in this area, that these houses start in the low 400s. I mean, we could even probably maybe get the 380s if we're talking Stillwater Ranch, right? I know for a fact in Davis Ranch, they're in like the low 300s, mid 300s, but in Stillwater Ranch, it's about 380, 400 kind of starting price point, give or take. I mean, there's some wiggle room. That's a pro, right? If that's something that is reasonable, if that monthly payment works for you, especially if you have 100% disability and you're a veteran, you have no property taxes here in San Antonio. So that would, I mean, it lessens your payment by, I mean, $500 to $1,000. Well, maybe $500 to $800. Well, give or take. It really just, we just have to see the file. But that could be a pro. At Stillwater Ranch, these new construction homes in the 380s, 400. Now, it could also be a con. If that's not your price point, that's okay, right? No big deal. It's just one of those things that it is what it is, and we just have to look elsewhere for you. We just have to go somewhere else, right, to find a beautiful home, right, that is in your price range, that is reasonable, that you can live comfortably right here in San Antonio. So that's my pros and cons list. Thank you so much for watching. Hey you guys, if you stuck around for this entire video, I just want to say thank you. Remember, my name is Jose Buentello, 3-time top producer for my brokerage and a top 1,000 agent here in San Antonio, Texas, servicing not only San Antonio, but the surrounding areas. También, si necesitan algo, hablo español, si prefieren hablar español. Remember, my number is 210-996-9608. There's a Calendly link down below, a QR code at the top, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel because we'll be putting out a lot more videos about San Antonio and the surrounding areas. Thank you so much. God bless you and have a wonderful, wonderful day. Don't forget to call me.